So this is the easier way to do this, because now with this zoom in thing or whatever, and I have to hold it back, at least I know I've got both hands on the wheels. So now you can get drunk or like motion sick. I had a client that I worked with that I knew what he meant. Like when he was once he was completely towards the end and he had to stay in his wheelchair, they got him like a modified like a van or something that he could sit up front with me. He had to roll his chair in there, but because his chair was not had some shock absorbers, and it was in a van that had, he said I feel drunk sitting in this thing, but I knew what he meant was he was getting overly motion sick. So as we rock back and forth here, you're gonna get motion sick. Well, I don't care, I'm sorry. Be a pilot, start your own channel. Doctrine. Let me start this by saying, remember, O most gracious Virgin Mary, that never was it known that anyone that fled to thy protection, implored thy help, or sought thine intercession was left unaided. Inspired by this confidence, I fly unto you, O Virgin of Virgins, my Mother. To thee I come, before thee I stand, sinful and sorrowful. I don't know if I'm saying that out of order, because I got to get better at that, because I'm going to a very traditional, or as a good priest in my life that I know just says authentic. His way of traditional is authentic, which I love. I think that's fantastic. Authentic. Oh, big turn. Wait till you see this road. So, O Virgin of Virgins, my Mother. Okay, so I'm asking for intercession. Intercession is nothing more than just saying, please pray for me. Now, I have no problem now. I used to have a Mary issue. Okay? I have no problem now, because I understand the linking of the old to the new through the present. It's fantastic. Is this guy going to seriously cut everything? No. Okay, all right. So I probably shouldn't show people's license plate, even though this one's a personalized here. So, while you're driving, it's always nice. It's always nice, right? Because there's distractions. So Revelation. Mary is the new Eve. I know that the biggest one with Mary issues is the devil, because the devil was defeated by a 14-year-old virgin. God used a 14-year-old virgin to ultimately start the quest to not only redeem man through our Lord Jesus Christ, but also through a 14-year-old virgin. So, at the top of the food chain, so to speak, in the Catholic doctrine, the original scriptures, the original New Testament scriptures, the 73 books that have become canonical, okay? But there are apocryphal books that you could read, like the Testament of St. Andrew, okay? St. Andrew's O Good Cross, where he willingly accepted his death and still also prayed for the people that were killing him. That's apocryphal, okay? So here's the thing. The Quran is like an alternate telling of the Old Testament, which I think it does a very dangerous thing, because it basically denies that Jesus Christ actually died. So that's the claim that Jesus Christ didn't actually die. I mean, a lot of people that say that just need to look at the evidence that says, okay, over a preponderance of evidence, who was this that said this? Like, if you look at everything that can't be true, you're most likely left with what's true. Like, if you throw out what can't be true. So here's the bottom line. I was talking about Mary, but I mean, for this particular fact, if somebody's saying to you, well, they faked it, then give us enough credible evidence that suggests that this is how they faked it. Because as each one of the apostles, which I hope everybody's aware of this, because when I worked with when I worked with a client, he always said it's a good story. It's a good story. The Bible, meaning, is a good story. So I said to him, you know, when you think about St. Peter, St. Andrew, James, John, Didymus, they all died. The only one that didn't die was the one that was left with Mary. The only one that didn't become martyred was left with Mary. But I'll tell you, they wanted Mary. Why? Because the devil was defeated. The head of the serpent was crushed by a 14-year-old virgin. And inspired by this confidence that this 14-year-old virgin said the word Fiat, I fly into thee for her protection, for her intercession. Please pray for me.